Hey guys, this is TM86, and this is actually going to be my first battle narration ever, so this should be pretty fun. Now, going into this battle, looking at the opponent's team, I do see the Espeon, and I lead with my Dragonite, predicting Espeon to be my opponent's lead, since Dragonite is the best thing to deal with Espeon, and he actually does end up leading with the Espeon. And then instead of wanting to take a Dragon Claw to the face, he switched out to Gliscor. I just make the safe play and go for the Dragon Claw, which does nothing. But since he does me the favor of sending out Gliscor, I can go into Wobbuffet and encore it into either like Stealth Rocks or Toxic or a weak Earthquake or whatever this thing wants to do. So he sets up Stealth Rocks first as I switch in. And then next turn he goes for Earthquake, and I go for Encore. And my original plan was I was thinking he was gonna go for Toxic, and I could go into Jirachi and just get some momentum with U-turn and all that. But actually goes for Earthquake, so I can just take this Gliscor out right away with counter. And one counter is already gonna do a lot. So after a second Earthquake, this Gliscor is definitely going to go down, and my Wobbuffet will be at a fairly healthy 55%. So now he sends in this Espeon and goes for the Trick, which I was not expecting whatsoever. And then I ended up going for the Destiny Bonds this turn, thinking that he'll want to like attack or something. And this turn, thinking that he won't want to attack, I'll go into Jirachi, but he actually does attack, which confuses me. But concerning how little it does, I'm assuming that this Espeon has like max speed, max HP. So I go for the Body Slam, and it doesn't do that much, and I don't get the paralysis. And for some reason, he goes into Salamence. I don't see the Intimidate, so I'm thinking it's Choice Scarf, but luckily I get the paralysis on it. So now I can just Iron Head it, Paraflinch it, do what Jirachi does. But the next turn, as you'll see, he actually breaks through the Paraflinch and goes for the Earthquake, which is going to hurt a lot. Now, obviously, I don't want to stay in, so I'm just going to go for the U-turn in case he wants to switch out. I know he'll kill anyways, and he has things like Breloom, which will be able to just kill me from 31%. So he goes into Breloom. I leave Wobbuffet in as sleep fodder. I was thinking that he was going to go for the Spore, but actually goes straight for the Bullet Seed, and I don't see any Toxic Orb or Life Orb recoil, so that's telling me that this is most likely a Choice Band Breloom. So I can go into Dragonite and just completely wall this Breloom. So he's gonna obviously switch out, and he's going to go back into his Espeon, and it actually lives the Dragon Claw, telling me that it is bulky. But luckily I'm carrying the extreme speed, so I can just take it out. Now he goes into Togekiss, and I'm thinking it's going to try and Thunder Wave me or something, and I have the Lumberry, so I can just Dragon Dance or something. But he actually is Scarfed, so I'm definitely not going to want to stay in, or else Dragonite's going to die. So I'm going to go into Cloyster, basically. Wait, no, I don't go into Cloyster. I actually go into Blastoise, because I want to have a safe switch into Jirachi, since it's at very low health, and since the other two Pokemon on my opponent's team left are Jolteon and Breloom, Blastoise and Cloyster are pretty much worthless at this point, so I really don't need them anymore, so I can send them in as death fodder. So this thing is gonna flinched me twice. I was hoping to get off a Rapid Spin, but unfortunately that's not the case. Now I can go into Jirachi, and then I can go for the Body Slam, I believe, trying to paralyze the Togekiss and cripple it. He goes into Jolteon. I do go for the Body Slam and get the paralysis. And since this is max HP, max special defense, I know I can take a hit from anything this Jolteon wants to do. So I'm going to go for the Wish to try and get my HP back up. But it actually gets paralyzed first turn. So now I can Iron Head it, Paraflinch it, get back to basically full after the Wish. So It looks like one more Iron Head should kill it. So I get the wish, and now I'm basically at full, so I'm looking pretty good. And I get the Iron Head again, and he actually lives with 1%. So, in case he wants to switch, I'm just going to go for the Body Slam. Maybe he'll go into Togekiss, and I can paralyze that. But he goes into Breloom. I really don't know why he would switch, since Jolteon is completely worthless. I guess it's Death Fodder, maybe? So he goes into Breloom. I go for the Body Slam, and it does a pretty sad amount, and I don't get the paralysis. So now I'm gonna basically fodder off Cloyster and see what he wants to lock himself into. So he goes for the Mach Punch, which is definitely going to take me out. And since Dragonite is at a very low HP, then after Stealth Rock damage, Mach Punch would be able to take me out. And I need Dragonite, since it's really the only thing to deal with Togekiss. So I'm trying to paralyze this thing. I really want to get this thing out of the way because it's a big threat, and its Mach Punches are doing a lot. So then finally on this Body Slam I'm able to paralyze it, but it doesn't matter because the next Mach Punch will kill me. So after Jirachi goes down, which in hindsight was pretty stupid because I should have saved Jirachi for the Togekiss, but I go into Breloom, go for the Mach Punch of my own, which will obviously take me out. And after Breloom goes down, my opponent's going to send out that stupid Choice Scarf Togekiss. And I know that Dragonite is going to be at very low HP, so I'm just going to leave in Breloom to die, get some damage in. Even that Mach Punch only does less than half. And I'm guessing that this thing has no investment in bulk whatsoever since it is Choice Scarf. So now, all I have left is Dragonite, who will be at 8% after the Stealth Rocks. And judging by how much the Stab Technician boosted Mach Punch did to this Togekiss, based from a base 130 attack of Breloom, I know that Extreme Speed cannot take this thing out in one hit, and it'll be able to kill me then with Air Slash. But Dragonite's like, no, fuck this Togekiss. In revenge for killing like half of my team, he's going to go for Extreme Speed, dodge the 95% accurate Air Slash like a boss, and then go for the other Extreme Speed and take it out. And since the last Pokemon my opponent had left was the paralyzed Jolteon with 1% left, my opponent just decides to run. So that will be the game. I think that was a pretty cool ending, because, you know, it's pretty funny how Togekiss gets hacked out in the end, even though it's like the master of hacks. So that's basically it. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe or what have you, and until then, see ya.